time for a quick take. Travis Kelce. Here he is showing off the moves at camp, beating Alohi Gilman clean in a one-on-one route. J-Mac, you think he still got it?
He definitely still has it. This is that local YMCA, somebody's uncle called up, and you're looking at him, you're like, nah, I don't think he can still do it. Then he gets in the lane, pump fake, step through, the elite footwork. Travis Kelce definitely still has it. He's been doing this slow motion juke move since I was in the league, and he is still doing it successful against Alohi Gilman, who is a good safety in this league.
J-Mac, the problem is it's so slow, there's no world in which the defender thinks it's a double move.
Absolutely. Ball got to come out. Nah, he's wide open. It's a first down. That's Travis Kelce.
The acceleration up the sideline. Yeah, Travis Kelce still got it entering the 2026 season. Since we've been breaking down schedules all preseason long, we decided that it's a good time to look at the Kansas City Chiefs. So, Canty, you've got the touchscreen at your disposal. Let's go through it, weeks 1 all the way through 18.
No man should have all that power. Okay, let's go with the Denver Broncos. Week 1, Monday Night Football. It's rare that the Kansas City Chiefs have an opener in which everybody looks at them and says that this is a measuring stick game for them and not the other team. But I'm going to give the Kansas City Chiefs the win. Both quarterbacks coming off of off seasons dealing with injuries. I'm going to give the Chiefs the win out the gate here. When it comes to week 2 against the Indianapolis Colts, I'm not a believer in them people. Win for the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll go ahead and rattle off 2 more wins against the Dolphins and the Raiders. Chiefs get to the bye week 4-0 undefeated. Coming off of the bye against the LA Chargers, I'm going to give them the win here. But then
6-0.
Then this 5-0. But the schedule stiffens a little bit. Defending champs, tough place to play in Seattle against the 12s. Loss here for the Kansas City Chiefs. Loss against the Denver Broncos, got them split in the season series. Win against the Jets, because that's what everybody does. Win against the Falcons, who the hell is their quarterback. Win against the Cardinals, you could ask the same question. And then, of course, with the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, I'm going to say it's a loss because the Chiefs never beat the Bills in the regular season. I'm going to say a loss against the LA Rams. The Rams have an advantage, a one-day rest advantage in that matchup. Cincinnati Bengals, I'm going to give the Chiefs the benefit of the doubt and give them the win on the road in Cincinnati. Tough to compete against a physical Patriots team with Mike Vrabel. I'm going to give the Chiefs a loss there. And then when it comes to the 49ers, they'll probably be the 48ers at that point in the schedule. So we're going to go with a win for the Chiefs. Split with the Chargers, so that's a loss in Week 17. A win against the Raiders, and they got an 11-6 wild card team in the playoffs.
Okay. I mean, I got to give you credit. You've done this exercise faster than anybody that's been up at the touchscreen, so bravo on that. 11-6. You have them as your AFC West champion?
No. I've got them as a wild card team.
Okay, so who's your AFC West champion?
The Denver Broncos.
All right. What do you think, J-Mac?
The first game to me is the one that's most compelling because you have a Broncos team whose defense is dominant, returning a lot of people. Lost out Jim Leonard, their DB coach. That's the one that I have my eye on. I have that one going to Denver out the gates just because of the returning defense. But this looks good. For me, it's these tough games where you have a stretch right here for Kansas City where Bills, Rams, Bengals, Patriots, 49ers, Chargers, like that's a grueling way to end the season with that many opponents. So the fact that they're stacking wins early, that's going to be important before they get to that part of the schedule.
Yeah, I got them 2-5 in that stretch, J-Mac.
No, for sure.
Okay.
I'm okay, but I'm just like that's going to be a huge stretch. So starting out 5-0 is almost essential for what they're going to go through at this point.
Well, there's a couple of things. I also have them 11-6, but not the same way. I would switch the Patriots and the Bengals. So that's, the Patriots and the Niners. I apologize. Patriots and Niners. I would switch those two. I think the most important thing, though, for this entire schedule, the first games. Okay, so obviously they have 3 straight byes here. But if you look at it, I think when you start 5-0, we have a ridiculous narrative. For some reason, the Chiefs are no longer a big-time team. I don't understand it for the life of me. As long as Mahomes is upright, which right now he is, and Andy Reid is coaching, and Travis Kelce's looking like Jason just showed, and also, thank God, Eric Bieniemy's family seems to be safe, and he is there.
Yeah.
That's a huge factor because we could sit there and Jason experienced this with the Patriots. Josh McDaniels may not be for everyone. He's certainly for that organization. Eric Bieniemy may not be for everyone. He's certainly for that organization. You look at so many of the keys with that team over the last however many years, he was a part of it. But I think right here, they start off this way. We are back to the appropriate conversation, which is Mahomes, the Chiefs, and everyone else. We need that as football fans, I think. They deserve to be back on top. Now, One other thing. That November 26th game at the Bills, the loser of that game wins in the playoffs. I'm going to say it again. The loser of that game wins in the playoffs. I don't think both these teams will beat the other one twice this season, and I assume they'll play in the playoffs because they always seem to play in the playoffs.
As you talk about, like, Kansas City being back, do you have them winning the division?
Yes.
So you have them winning the division?
Yeah.
You've got the Broncos as the wild card team?
you've got the winner of the AFC West at 11-6?
Well, because of how many good teams there are. You think it's going to be more?
Each other.
3 good teams.
Yeah, there's 3 teams that could win double-digit games in the AFC West. Let me rephrase. There are 3 teams that are expecting to win double-digit games.
But we had 3 teams in the NFC West win double-digit games. Each of them won 12 or more. We had the Seattle Seahawks win 14 last year. The 49ers and the Rams both won 12.
Right, but if you look at this,
it's possible that you could have a division that is stacked and the winner of that division win more than 11 games.
But here's the thing I would say to you. If I told you the final 4 of the NFL season this year would be on the Chiefs' schedule, would you believe it? Because I would. Think about the options you would then have. The Chiefs and the Broncos, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
You have the Chargers in the mix. You
Seahawks,
have the Patriots.
Rams.
You have the Seahawks. You have the Rams. So, I mean, think about how many good teams they're playing
Absolutely.
here.
But as you spoke about them, I wanted to make sure when you say 5-0, now we have a team contending, well, they better be winning their division if you feel that strongly from the outset. Not to say they can't do it from a wild card spot, but if you're that confident in them going in, my problem with the Chiefs is that it's not that I don't still think the Chiefs are really good, but I believe that the Chargers and the Broncos are going to be that good in their division.
Well,
too.
with the Chargers, I believe it when I see it with them.
That's fair.
I won't argue that.
Denver Broncos are interesting. Going with it, Sean Payton has had an opportunity to firmly establish his program, being there going into his 4th season. That defense is rolling, 4th year with Vance Joseph. Continuity, you already mentioned that. I think with the Denver Broncos, seeing what those weapons become, right? Cortland Sutton,
Waddle.
Matt Bryan, Jalen Waddle, and then R.J. Harvey in the backfield. I want to see what that trio is, and I'm projecting when it comes to the Broncos winning the division because I think that group will take a step forward.
Yes.
If that doesn't happen, then the door is ajar for the Kansas City Chiefs to return back to AFC West supremacy and potentially being at the top of the conference by the time we kick off the postseason.
Okay, so from 6-11 to 11-6, that's what you've got for the
Yeah, we're going
Kansas
to flip
City
that
Chiefs.
thing, yeah.
I like it.
Flip that thing.
All right, more schedules actually on the way on this show, but still to come after.
NFL training camps. Hey, Dominique, how about Jalen Coker? A little one-hand grab here. Take me through what we see from this receiver.
I appreciate. Oh, that's incredible concentration. And I like this one-handed grab because the other ones got DBs draped all over them, and that embarrasses me for my guys. This one, no DB there to be ashamed. You just got there a little late.
J-Mac, how about, give me your own. George Pickens had a nice grab in camp as well. Let me see George Pickens. Here he comes.
I feel like George Pickens
Every day,
had just a ton of grabs. Oh my goodness. Just how he's able to allow the ball to get in there.
Yeah.
See, Dominic, this is what you're
that's
talking
the
about.
ones I don't
we don't like
I
these
don't
ones.
like those ones.
It is great coverage, but it's just a better catch. George Pickens. Oh my goodness.
The casualness, right? There's just some so casual.
You know, they say late hands. The man just late hand. It was just one. That's really tough to do. Just a one late hand.
The level of talent is just it's mind-boggling to see what these guys are doing. 23 days away from the start of the NFL season. So, you know, I am one who tends to always ponder, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? Let's look at the other side. Let's consider the best case scenario. Traeger, I'm starting with you. If the Vikings get the best version of Kyler Murray, then what?
Well, Greeny, the Arizona Cardinals were like 10-0 a couple years ago, and Kyler Murray was riding in the pilot seat for the MVP award before he went down with an injury and the season went askew. They could compete for the NFC North. I don't think they're a Super Bowl team right now. I need to see something from Kyler Murray. However, when he's at his very best, and he has been at his very best as an NFL player, there might be no more dynamic player in the league. We just haven't seen it in 3 or 4 years.
So I guess what I'm saying is that seems, I want to say, tepid.
I'm not going to say they're going to compete for the NFC. They're going to compete for the division.
But he doesn't, because I've had people up here telling me, if Kyler Murray plays great, this team can be thinking Super Bowl thoughts. You're not thinking that way.
The rest of the roster is very talented, and Sam Darnold had them as a high seed when he played at. I need to see something from Kyler before we can immediately put him in the same conversation as Darnold a few years ago, who was an MVP candidate.
What do you guys think?
No, I mean, I think if Kyler is at his best, this offense is incredible. But it seems like the last few years, defense has been so important for the championship team. And I know Brian Flores always has a really good defense, but they have some questions on that side of the ball. When we see that defense, if it's as good and explosive as it's been in the past, which it started to wane a little bit last year, then I think they are a Super Bowl contender. But if Kyler can have that offense rolling, if he's playing at his top level, then yeah, they're as good as anybody.
It's a very good division. Let me get another one here. I want to get them all in. Neek, the Texans.